Y'all, Wagwan. Tis your boy, Jeton Legendary, and we are back with another tier list. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title. Expansions! Based off of, not what actually happened in the expansion, but it's kind of going to be based off of mostly, my experience with that expansion. Because some things I ain't going to know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I added these two, if I'm being honest. They're not here yet. So, by the time this video releases, they won't be here. So, yeah, I don't know about those two. But look, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, share with your people join Legendary Playing Sports and become legendary. For as long as I keep thinking of ideas for this will probably be a weekly series. I like these. They're fun, they're simple, you know what I mean? And I got so many ideas, okay? Much more ideas with these. But look, hit that subscribe button, upload all things Warcraft. Let's get straight into it here. We have Vanilla. Vanilla Warcraft was the rawest form of the game. It was the start of the game. From 2004 to, late 2006, early 2007, we had good old Vanilla. And I was there for half of it. I started playing in 05. November, I believe, of 05. And I mean, 9-year-old Jaden was ecstatic, man. This was the greatest game he had ever played. There was nothing like this, okay? He tried Guild Wars for a tiny bit, but it just wasn't fitting, okay? It just wasn't this. It was something new. First character I had ever created was Jaden, the Pink Night Elf, Rogue, who I still have to this very day, even though I don't like the way he looks anymore. He was still the first though, and that's what matters. Second being Raimundo. I mean, it was an adventure. That's all I did. That's all your boy did was run around. I would follow my parents. I followed them to Molten Core, followed them to Blackwing Lair. I remember they were out doing one of the world bosses. I used to sneak up on groups while they were. It was the one I had snuck up on the group while they were fighting the world boss in Darkshire. I mean, it was the greatest thing 9-year-old Jaden had ever played in his fucking life. Okay, 10 years old came around. I was still stuck on Warcraft, man. Glued to it. Okay. Shoot, at this rate, maybe even molded by it. I mean, what can I say? Vanilla was popping, right? Let's fast forward some years later. I am now able to understand Vanilla and what it is, how it all actually works and whatnot. And man, yeah, this game is bare bones, all right. This is, like I said, the rawest form of the expansion. No flying, no mounts to your 40. No flight paths in certain zones you remember them being because of Cataclysm. I mean, but I was still glued to it. Everybody and their mother was like, oh man, you people don't know what you want. You guys got rose-tinted goggles. When Classic comes out, it's gonna die immediately. Rah, 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 and all that other bullcrap, right? Is it dead? No, people are still playing it. The only reason I'm not playing it is because at this moment of time, I just don't have time, okay? And, I mean, I was saving time with multi-boxing, but that got banned because people, wanted the wrong thing banned. They wanted multi-boxing banned instead of botting. Botting is the problem, not multi-boxing. You could have 40 bots with no multi-boxing set up easy. How do I know? Because they're fucking everywhere. I was just in Hillsbrad yesterday on retail, and there was like 50 dang druids running around. I'm gonna post that short one of these days. I think I still got it. I'm gonna post that joint. For Vanilla, there was no rose-tinted goggles. Okay, people lied to themselves. There were no rose-tinted goggles. The game was amazing. Hold up. So you just gonna watch this many minutes of the video, and you ain't even gonna hit the subscribe button? That's crazy to me. Subscribe right now, man. Let's get back into the video. Amazing because it was amazing. the way I enjoyed it at 9 years old is the way I enjoyed it at 28 years old. Or no, when did the classic drop? 2019? I was 25. It was the same way I enjoyed it was I? No, I wasn't 25. What's up with my math? I was 23. Yeah, no, I was 23. Same way I enjoyed it at 23, okay? There was no rose-tinted goggles. There was no nostalgia. There was none of that. Vanilla was popping. It was popping then. It was popping. It's popping now. Especially if you could find an actually, genuinely good server, or you hop on over to Classic. There was no rose-tinted goggles. Get out of here with that. That rose-tinted goggles bullcrap, man. It was not bad. It was an amazing game for its time, and it's an amazing game today. Yeah, you might be used to what Cataclysm had to offer, but if you have the time for it, you can easily hop on Turtle WoW, you can easily hop on Classic, you can even easily hop on any raw vanilla server and still have that good old school fun. Burning Crusade. 11-year-old Jadam was ecstatic. New expansion. But my mom and dad was like, nope. Not till the weekends, you got school. I'm like, God, dog. Right? But when it did drop, it was popping. It was popping. I had to play a week later. Draenor, Blood Elves, New Zones. I was infatuated. I was in love with Burning Crusade. Burning Crusade made 11-year-old Jadam happy. It also opened the doors. Not that I wasn't happy. I definitely was happy. I had so many dang toys, Legos, and stuff. My mom and dad treated us as best as they possibly could. You know, it's not the easiest thing to do when you're in Buffalo, New York, but you know, they did the best. They did their best. Solid as fuck, man. It was vanilla with a little extra. Okay. Did I personally enjoy vanilla more? Yes. Would I rather play vanilla? Yes. However, in all around terms, lots of things that helped boost the game to its rise definitely happened and started with Burning Crusade. The ability to find groups, you still had to run there, but the ability to find groups and not have to go to like trade chat and crap, Burning Crusade. Some of my oldest characters started in Burning Crusade. My Blood Elves, Deja, Ratoria, Felwood, J-Rack. No, he came in vanilla, but then I deleted him and then I remade him back in TBC. My first Horde characters, Tanami and Torani, my two warriors. A lot of them started in TBC, man. Next up, we got the Wrath of Lich King. Hopefully the mic didn't pick that up. Wrath of Lich King, I mean, it was Wrath of Lich King. It was freaking great. Everything that Vanilla and TBC had to offer was refined with Wrath of Lich King. Dungeon Finder. All that good stuff, man. Dungeon Finder was the truth. Dungeon Finder allowed 13-year-old Jadam to finally level up all those other characters he wanted to level up without having to spend the next 50 years running through quests. You know what I mean? Everything 13-year-old Jadam needed came out of Wrath of Lich King, and that's when I really started to get into PvP. And this was the pivotal moment within my Warcraft career, where I went from a regular little kid Warcraft player to, why the fuck is this 13-year-old so dang good at the rogue? You know what I mean? Because all he did was play Warcraft. Come home from school and play Warcraft. Maybe a little Roblox here and there every now and then. But for the most part, Warcraft, baby. It was Warcraft in the day. It was Warcraft in the midday. It was Warcraft late. I went to sleep, went to school, did the minimal. As long as I was passing, that's what mattered the most. Okay? And then Warcraft, baby. Okay? Warcraft. Was it the best idea? Probably not, because I didn't know how to record. If I would have known how to record, this channel would probably be a lot bigger. I didn't. I had no clue. But it's all good. We do now. Cataclysm. Now, this is going to be extremely controversial. People are going to lose their fucking minds when I do what I'm about to do. Okay? But we have to think of the fact that this is based off of my experience. This isn't based off of the whole. Okay? I'm not basing this off of, you know, what expansions were actually good. I'm basing this off of my experience, as the title said. Okay? Or will say, because it doesn't say that yet. The video ain't even edited yet. Okay? For me, alright? Remember, folks, for me. Not as a whole. I don't know what y'all was doing during Cataclysm. And quite frankly, let me stop. Nah, Cataclysm was a good time for me. It was a magical time for me. It was incredible for me. And I also just realized I do not have Cataclysm Classic. Son of a gun. I'll be back, folks. Alright, back on the road. Next up, we got... Oh, wait, no, I'm still on Cataclysm. You know, if Cataclysm was a fucking magical time for your boy, man. I was 13, 14. I started doing Warcraft videos. I was making machinimas. I found out about role plays and stuff. I was at my fucking peak activity in PvP. I was absolutely untouchable at that point. Didn't matter what gear you were wearing. Didn't matter what class you were playing. You were dead. Okay? At that point, I was homeschooled. Because something had happened at the time. My mom and dad was like, I would rather us teach y'all, because they were trying to teach us like financials and stuff like that, which was a good thing, because, you know, we got a lot better with that. I need a little bit more money in my pockets, and then I'll really be good at it. But you know, it was for the better, right? So now I got to play even more, because I would get my work done fast, which was easy because I'm already at home, and now I'm more ambitious than listening to teachers who are teaching as slow as they can to waste your time, right? So now I'm playing even more. Now I'm actually playing like 9-10 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day. I was at the absolute peak of my abilities. My computer wasn't, unfortunately, but I was, okay? Cataclysm was freaking magical, man. The trial twinking community, I mean, there's so much I did in Cataclysm, there's no way I could put it all in this video. Instead, you can watch this video that I made some years ago, where I explain all the good fun that I had in Cataclysm. But, yeah, no, Cataclysm was magical for me. You know, I always saw people complaining, oh, there's not enough content. I'm like, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm having a time of my life. I'm raiding for the first time. I'm raiding Dragon Soul toward the end and crap on my Death Knights. I'm smacking people in PvP all throughout. The skits I was making at the time, man, it was magical. It was magical, man. Next up, we got Mists of Pandaria. And now this is where things begin to pivot, unfortunately, for the worst, okay? At this point in time, they announced Mist of Pandaria, and I'm looking at these goofy looking pandas. I'm like, maybe this is like a late April Fool's joke, and my brother was like, it's not even close to April Fool's. I'm like, I know, I'm just hoping, because what the fuck am I looking at, right? But then, once Pandaria actually dropped, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I had a lot of good fun moments in there, but there was a noticeable slowdown. At this point, I'm about, what was this? 2012, so this is about 2012, 2013. At this point, I'm about 16, 17. So my mind and my thoughts are starting to switch over a bit. The map is beautiful, but the game doesn't quite feel the same. There's a noticeable difference. There's a noticeable change. It's kind of like when Wrath Lich King dropped. There was a noticeable change, but it was a good change. It felt good. The game felt magical. It felt like we were going somewhere. With MOP, you could feel the shift. Things were different. The community was changing. That beautiful, lovable community from vanilla up to Cataclysm was starting to turn more sour, more negative. People were less happy with the game. Even I, myself, was a little less happy with the game, but I was still having a good time. I was still having a pretty good time overall. Not too bad. It wasn't too bad, especially on PTR. PTR was a lot of good fun, but it was a noticeable change. For Mr. Pandaria, I'm gonna say solid for the different reasons. Burning Crusade was solid because it was noticeable good change. I was getting older, I was starting to understand the game better. Mr. Pandaria, I'm gonna say solid because even though the game was going in a noticeable different direction for the bad, it wasn't that bad yet. At least for me, it wasn't that bad yet. I still did some decent stuff. I was still chilling, you know what I mean? It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Warlords of Draenor. Okay, we're at the end of MOP. MOP is long gone now. We're stepping into Warlords of Draenor. They're announcing that movie that was not very good in my personal opinion. Kind of wish I never watched it, but I did. So, I gotta live with those memories now. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that good, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it was cool. It was cool. It wasn't very watchable, but at the same time, it was alright, it was alright. Wasn't great, that's for sure. Wish I wouldn't have watched it, but, it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. It was by no means a masterpiece, that's for sure. But it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. Would have preferred to watch literally anything else, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. You know what I'm saying? It's repressed memories, but, it was okay. It was okay. I would have watched it, I would have watched the Jersey Shore over that, but, it was okay. It was okay. I would have preferred to have never seen it. It was kind of all over the place, but, it was alright. I really wish I never watched that movie. I'm joking. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. Warlords of Draenor, man, what can I say? It was okay. It was okay. Me personally, the best thing I loved out of Warlords of Draenor was the garrison. I know a lot of people didn't like it that much, but to me it was kind of sick. I'd still be pulling up to my garrison, picking flowers and mining and crap because it's decent gold too. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. Was it great? It definitely had its issues. Because that's when they started with the weird split item level PvP stuff. It's like, why? What's the point of that? Why did you split the item levels? Why didn't you just keep it one? If it's 720 level rated gear, keep it 720. For some reason, outside of PvP it was 710. Inside of PvP it was 720 something. It's like there was zero. Well, that was the in-game stuff. I don't remember the rest of it. That was too far in between. The in-game stuff. It's like, why split it? Just keep it one thing. If the item level is 720, keep it 720. Make rating gear 725, 730, like it used to be back in the day. All in all, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that great, The movie was okay. It was alright. It was alright. Yeah, it was alright. I had a decent experience throughout. Legion. Legion. There are a lot of folks who loved Legion. Right? This was the first time I had gone back to doing PvE content. Because the PvP in Legion was Certain characters were amazing, other characters were ugh. Okay? Legion had the biggest boom in fake PvPers I had ever seen in my fucking life. Okay? And Legion was the only expansion where that existed because of its hyper stat problem. Okay? Hyper stats is a thing that I never thought I would experience on retail Warcraft. I thought that was something I would have only experienced on private servers. So, quick little history. Back in the day, Cataclysm specifically, there was a private server I used to play on. I don't remember the name of it. It was so many years ago. But it was the birth of one of my characters. Her name is Sand Pyro. She's a Draenor warrior. Y'all seen her a couple of times. The first time y'all ever seen her on this channel was back in 2012, I believe. Well, not y'all, because some of y'all, I only had like 40 subscribers at the time. I don't know how many of those folks are still around. But this server was called a fun server. A fun server is a form of private servers where you don't have GM capabilities, however, you kinda do. I've explained this in a live stream. The GM capabilities are leveled. GM capabilities on this server were solely based on gear. We had a horrifically high level of stat gear where we had 75 million health, 100 million health, dumb crap like that. Legion, while not close, it was similar to, with us having 9, 10 million health. Overboard levels of haste and crit allowed for Havoc Demon Hunters and Fury Warriors to be way better than they actually were. So many fake PvPers popped up during that time, it was insane, and all they ever did was world PvP because BG PvP had a selected level of boundaries. So I remember multiple times, you could go back to the old kill montage I did that was during Legion and BFA, where I am fighting all kinds of people. Specifically, I'm on my Arms Warrior Raimundo, and there was a Blood Oath Warrior. You'll see him at 1 point or 2 points where I kill him twice. That Blood Oath tried to kill me so many fucking times because he was a Fury Warrior in tons of gear. He, for the life of him, could not figure out why he couldn't kill me, an Arms Warrior with way less gear. Because BG forced you to be skillful, world PvP allowed you to be dumb. Running around with as much gear as possible, whether you paid for it or not. Whether you're good at the warrior or not, didn't matter. Fury was hyperactive, the gear allowed you to be hyperactive. It allowed for a lot of bullcrap. But at the same time, in terms of PvE, in my personal opinion, wasn't too bad. I did a lot of fun stuff in Legion, I can't lie. I had a lot of amazing twinks during Legion. I had all my tank characters were made. Most of my tank characters were made during Legion. Some during Warlords of Draenor, but most of them were made during Legion because Legion PvE was actually pretty freaking fun. I did a lot of PvE during Legion, I can't lie. That's when I started soloing world bosses. I got back into raiding. Just goofing around with all those tank characters, and just the fun of having all tank classes and not being able to die was a lot of dang fun. I'd pull up to Krogan. You would see people running around the big robot, or Krogan, whatever the heck it was called. They'd be running around a robot. I'm running right past him. He can't stop me. Whether it was on my Paladin, my Brewmaster Monk, my fucking Protection Warriors, my Guardian Druid, whoever. Legion has some fairly fun PvE. I can't lie. It was some decent PvE, man. Can't lie. Next up, we got Battle for Azeroth. Okay. Battle for Azeroth had decent PvE, but the PvP was even less fun in certain cases. Okay, I can't lie. As some of y'all older subscribers might know, okay, a healthy portion of my PvP during Battle for Azeroth, a healthy portion of my game time, was on a vanilla private server. Okay, this is when they were saying, oh, you guys in your rose-tinted goggles, vanilla was terrible, you guys didn't even actually play. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm on a vanilla private server as we speak. That's all I'm doing. I ain't playing Battle for Azeroth like that. I didn't really start getting back to Battle for Azeroth till about mid to later. When they ban your boy for no reason on that private server. Battle for Azeroth was okay. I'm gonna say in terms of all my tank characters, I was still doing a lot on them. I was soloing world bosses even more. You could go back on the channel and look up any of my solo world boss videos. A lot of those were during BFA, and you'll notice that most of them in BFA, my tank characters don't have the most gear, and that's because I wasn't playing very much. I was on a vanilla private server, and then when Classic dropped, I was on that joint. Okay. Now, the reason why I put Classic a little higher over is because now I'm an adult and I can understand the game a bit more and I see it better. Not just because I'm an adult who can understand better, but because those fucking graphics they put on that crap, man. I could literally see better. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, Vanilla's graphics weren't very good, okay? The game came out in 04. So we expect this. The Classic variant, them graphics was incredible, dude. We had BFA level graphics on Vanilla, okay? It was otherworldly. I never thought I would see Vanilla so pretty before, okay? The only problem I had with Classic was, like I said, that's when they abolished multi-boxing, which some of y'all might remember. That's how I was leveling. Remember, I used to do a series. It was called Leveling on Classic or something like that. This was during Vanilla Classic. I never finished the series because they banned multi-boxing, because people kept crying about the wrong thing. They kept saying, oh, multi-boxing is a problem. Multi-boxing is a problem. There's bots everywhere. Multi-boxing and bots is not the same. You can, if you have the ability. I don't know how to do it because I haven't done botting in like ages. I used to have my own private server where I would bot on it just to see how things would work. And I'm like, how the fuck are people really doing this stuff? So I learned how to do it for a little bit. Botting has nothing to do with multi-boxing. I can set up 50 bots on my own vanilla server and I'll never open a multi-boxing program. Botting programs are made for 1, 2, 3, 40, 50 characters, and they each get their own setup. If you want one character to farm in Winter Springs and another to farm in Fellwood, that ain't multi-boxing, folks. That's two different things. Multi-boxing is some fool decided to hop on 3 characters at one time and level up because it made things a lot easier. That's what I was doing. That's what a lot of people were doing. Then you'll have people who will multi-box so they can farm more often, but that's all manual control. Multi-boxing is manual control. You have to run those multiple characters. Now, I can see the problem in PvP. Absolutely. In PvP is busted. I used to multi-box a priest and a hunter back in Cataclysm on a trial twinking. 2 level 20s. A level 20 survival hunter with a level 20 disciplined priest. PvP, I could see the issue. In PvE, that's manual. Multi-boxing is manual. Botting is not. Like I said, I was just in Hillsbrad a couple weeks ago on one of my trial twinks. I was trying to get her some gear. I'm sitting here running around. If I remember, I'll pop the clip up now. I'm sitting here running around. I'm like, why am I seeing a bunch of stars? What the fuck is that? I get close. There's like 50 million druids running around. I'm gonna post that thing on its own one of these days. There's like 50 million druids running around. That's the difference between botting and multi-boxing. People got multi-boxing banned. That crap sucked. I'm like, yo, I fucking love multi-boxing. It was fun. Running around, farming herbs, or just goofing around on multiple characters and making them all dance at the same time in Goldshire and people just watching you, laughing out loud and stuff. It was good fun. I almost choked on my spit. It was good fun. People got it banned though, man. So that's where I disappeared from Classic because I'm like, well, I'm not about to sit here and level a single rogue. That sucks. I've already done that in the past. Not fun. Shadowlands. Shadowlands. Woof. Man, Shadowlands. Ooh-wee. Shadowlands. Shadowlands. I remember when Shadowlands first dropped, I saw the PvP vendors. I was like, oh yeah, baby. Shortly after I made that video where I was making fun of Blizzard. Shadowlands sucked, man. Let's keep it under here. Shadowlands was not great. Okay? That wasn't a mass hatred type of thing like Cataclysm where people were hating, but at the same time you sitting there having fun, you're like, what the heck is the hate about? Shadowlands wasn't great. It wasn't as bad as some people were making it seem, but it definitely wasn't great, okay? Blizzard got upset that we didn't like their neck piece idea or their weapon pieces ideas that you had to farm for a daily fucking basis and you couldn't do nothing without it. So it was like, hey, take these reps that you're gonna have to farm regardless of whether you like it or not. You had some people, you had those rare few who was like, oh, it's not even hard. You guys are just complaining for no reason. It's not about it being hard. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard at all. It's about the fact that it's another useless fucking grind that nobody asked for. For me to upgrade my PvP gear, I had to grind renown. For what freaking reason? I'm doing PvP. Renown means nothing in PvP. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck are you locking my PvP gear upgrades behind renown? When renown does nothing in PvP. The abilities you get from each joint you choose, you get automatically. You could use those in PvP. I mean, you could go to any of my old Shadowlands videos and see that I'm clobbering people with the abilities that you're given from each aspect. The fucking Necromancer folks, the fucking Kyrian, the little animal niggas out in Ardenweld, and fucking the Venthyr. That's it. Why is my PvP upgrades locked behind renown? Not to mention that renown grinding through PvP was poo. It was doo-doo. Don't tell me it was good, because I PvP'd a decent amount in Shadowlands to know that it was fucking garbage. It was not good. Do it with the Weevil's not good. Unless you're farming one character over and over and over and over. Multiple characters? Terrible, 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 terrible. And even then, if you're doing one character, there was still that moment where you're just not getting very much. It stunk. I don't know what the fuck they was thinking with that one. Burning Crusade Classic was solid, even though I didn't do a whole lot through it, because you know, no multi-boxing. I tried my best to level up, but the thing that killed Burning Crusade Classic for me wasn't Burning Crusade Classic, it was the people who were playing it. There were so many fucking people who kept talking about gotta have T2 and T3 to run Hellfire Ramparts. Like, man, I don't know what the fuck you smoking at home, but you need to stop, because it got you talking crazy if you think you need T2 or higher to run Ramparts. Like, huh? Then, because you would have these people who would gatekeep doing dungeons, leveling was slow as fuck. You had to just do it by questing. Y'all know me, I don't do good with questing. Never have, right? Never did good with questing. So I'm sitting here trying to get my level on. I think I got to, what, 65? No, 63. I'm like, okay, this is too slow. This is not working. So I backtracked it. I think it was Shadowlands a little bit. But then I started, that's when I think around the time I had found Single Player Project. Yeah, I think that's around the time I found Single Player Project, so I started messing around with that instead. It really was, Classic wasn't the bad part, it was the community. People gatekeeping like crazy, so what happens is, you get stuck with the far and few. The far and few is, you get stuck with the few people who understand that gear is not fucking necessary for Ramparts. It's Ramparts. If you're struggling to do Ramparts, that's on you. Okay, if you need T2 and T3 to do Ramparts, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. You fucking suck. Okay, and that's on you. That's on you. If you need T2 or T3 just to run Ramparts, you suck. I'm gonna say it straight up like that. You suck. You trash, and you need to learn your class more. If you need T2 or T3 to run Ramparts, and I know some people are thinking, oh, it's to make it faster. Stupid. That's dumb. Ramparts is quick as fuck. I never got stuck in a slow Ramparts unless you got stuck with the far and few. The few is the people who are like me, got decent enough gear, we know how to play our class, we'll clear through Ramparts with zero issues in greens and blues that we got out of fucking whatever we got out of our T1 or Molten Core, whatever those people might be wearing. We're clearing Ramparts in no time flat, like anybody would. The far is... This dude just started playing. He boosted this level 58. Hasn't even played the character yet because maybe that booster either is he wants to mess around with a new class or he got his way boosted to the top and never actually played. So because of all these dang gatekeepers and these, hey, I watch streamers all the time. All I do is watch streamers, so I want the best of the best. It made the experience awful. It made the experience poo as fuck, because back in actual Burning Crusade, man, please, I was leveling up no problem. There was nobody was talking about need tier 2 or tier 3 to run Ramparts. Nobody did that back in the day. And if they did, they were a specific guild, and they weren't making public what's the names any dang ways. They were just raiding with their guild. Nowadays, you got all these streamer watchers, and they talking about you need T2 or T3 to do ramparts. Brother, you just suck. Simple as that. So that ruined the experience to me, but overall, Burning Crusade Classic was great because once I got back into it, I was level 66 smacking level 70s in Alterac Valley. I'm sure some of y'all remember those videos. Wrath of Lich King Classic. This is where I came back, folks. And I'm not gonna lie, Wrath of Lich King Classic was almost just as good as the original Wrath of Lich King. Okay. And I'm gonna give big help to that was because of my dog Torment. He helped your boy out a lot through that coming when I came back and I needed to level up. He had pulled up, you know what I mean? He was a new subscriber at the time. He was like, yo, I have a tank right now who's max level. We could run some dungeons together and I'll get you leveled up fast. And I'm like, hey, let's do that then. Okay, let's make that happen. And for sure enough, he did. I got to level 80 real nice and fast. I did my thing. I did all my PvP like I did back in the day. Got my gear up. And man, it was on and pop. Y'all remember those videos, man. We was running around smacking everything on sight. It's funny too, because I just recently had somebody, he had left a comment. He was like, PvP YouTubers, they always find the weakest people to fight. And that's how they get their videos. You must, he clearly ain't know. I fight anything and anybody. Y'all remember those videos, man? I was fighting anything and everything. I ain't give a crap. I don't give a crap what people win. If I'm pulling up on you, it's for a reason. Because I think I'm a win, and there's a good chance I'm going to win. Dragonflight. I can't lie. Dragonflight was fair decent. I had a decent time in Dragonflight. Now, Dragonflight was not bad, not in the same sense as Vanilla. Vanilla was not bad because I was a kid. It was a dang good time, and it was exactly what I remember when I played it as an adult. It's rough cut, it's rough age. Okay? And sometimes we like that. Sometimes we like the expansion to have the minimal so you can try the hardest and do the most. Okay? Dragonflight, on the other hand, it was pretty smooth. There was a lot of Barney PvP videos coming out. Why? Because it was a dang good time. We was slaughtering everything walking on Barney, okay? Then the PvE aspect was pretty good. Still soloing world bosses. I got back into professions, which was a lot of fun. Herbalism and mining specifically. Fishing too. Can't forget fishing. Leatherworking. No, not leatherworking. Skinning. I can't lie. Dragonflight was pretty decent. Actually, you know what? Let me move it down just one. It was pretty freaking decent. I had a pretty good time in Dragonflight. All the new character customizations, all the new transmogs. There was just so much that was good and fun. I can't lie. Now, I know Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands brought a lot of new characters and a lot of new customizations. Same with Legion. But at this point, the game was just a little So, unfortunately, the amazing transmog options and character customizations just couldn't stack up to how not fun those two expansions were. Dragonflight, on the other hand, definitely an improvement from Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands. Number one, with Dragonflight, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of Valor Stones, at least you got them. You got them for losses, you got them for wins, so it made it feel old school. As where Shadowlands, you only really got renowned for wins. And I don't even think that was all the time. I think that was like sometimes. Majority of the time, but sometimes. Dragonflight was a major improvement from Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands. I did a lot during Dragonflight. I mean, that one's easy. Y'all could go back to all those Dragonflight videos. Cataclysm Classic finally then dropped. And even though I haven't been on it, that was because I made a foolish mistake of quitting for 4 months. But while I was on it, for the time we were on it, it was definitely solid. We definitely had some fun. I was definitely uploading a lot of classic Cataclysm, smacking anything and everything, walking. Styling on people. They was mad because I was styling on them. You know what I'm saying? Good time, good time. And because it came out about the same time as War Within, I mean, what can I say? I've been uploading mad amounts of War Within because at the moment, it's freaking great, man. It's freaking great right now. And I mean, honestly, if they keep it up, it's just gonna keep going up. If they keep it up, it is definitely possible for them to mess up. Okay? And then just keep on messing up. And then just keep on messing up. It is very possible. Blizzard has done this before. Okay? I mean, after all, we did go whoop, and then we started going and then we went back up. You know? So at the moment, War Within is freaking fun. The Undermine is cool. The Undermine just came out. That's good fun. I'm hoping they make that car mount a mount that you can use everywhere. If they do, that would be amazing. I'm hoping they do that. I'm hoping. If they don't, it's still pretty cool in the Undermine. Apparently they're trying to make apartments and crap that you could buy in the future, so we'll see how that goes. But I mean, at the moment, it's looking like it's only up from here. It's looking like it's only up from here, folks. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dragonflight has been popping right now. I've been enjoying Dragonflight. And with that being said, folks, that's the last expansion. That's the last expansion. I'm about to record 2 more of these. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to do some more character joints. We're gonna do all male characters, and then we're gonna do all female characters. With that being said, make sure you stay tuned because these are gonna be uploaded every week, probably every Friday. With that being said, it's been your boy, LEGENDxCULT. If you enjoyed this video, it's good. If you didn't enjoy this video, it's good. Either way you watched it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, notification bell, share with your people, join Legendary Claims, part channel, become legendary. I'm out.